Hello everybody, just here to do another little update, a little bit more news to report, a little bit more analysis to give you. Firstly, I apologize for my hair. The weather went from 85 degrees on Saturday to about 50 today, and it's very windy, and I just came in from outside after eating lunch and getting a breath of fresh air. So, what I wanted to talk about here is everybody here treats me quite nice. There's only been twice that I've been threatened, and quite frankly, I might have even deserved one of those. But in general, the staff and the other inmates treat me quite well and respectfully. However, I have never seen such a small place and small number of people repeating over and over again such self-destructive behavior. You know about the person who has a problem with acquiring illicit sex and drugs. We've talked about that, but he just keeps repeating it, and it's the reason why he's here. There's another person who once was caught having an affair with a staff member who quit, who is just getting ready to repeat the same problem. And it's just a really vicious cycle. Now, what made me notice this was last Sunday was Easter. So, the Thursday before Easter, we went to Walmart, which is like well, I'm sure my foreign friends know what Walmart is. They had marshmallow Easter Peeps on sale, which are like little marshmallow chickens with a sugar topping, if you don't have them. They were on sale for 88 cents a pack, and that's like almost half price. So I bought 20 packs. So the next day, I took them to our director, Jeff Benedict, or I call him Pastor Jeff. Really nice man. Really humble and forgiving. However, on the way, I was walking with the accountants, Drew, I don't know what his surname is, and he's like, "Oh, well, who are you giving those peeps to?" And I said, "The kids." Well, we have a family that stays here that has 3 kids, 2 girls and a young autistic boy. And I said, "Well, I'm going to give these to the kids." And he said, "To the kids staying here?" And I said, "Sure." What he didn't understand was I meant to any and all children who wanted them. So I dropped them off with Pastor Jeff, with the instructions to, make sure children got them first. And if there were any left, then whoever wants them. Then later on in the day, I was called into his office and said, I shouldn't be buying things for kids. And I said, "Why?" "Because I'll appear to be like a creepy old man." And he's like, "Yes, that's exactly the problem." And, well, I told him, "Yes, I'm creepy, but not in that way." So there it was out there. It was told. I just said, "Understood, won't do it again." But move on to the, past, week since then. The oldest girl, I don't even know how old she is. She could be 12, 13, 14 years old. My good friend Doug, every single day, finds her and attempts to give her some kind of gift or to have a conversation with her. You can tell she's out and out comfortable and has lately refused to take anything from him, like the day before she refused to take some butterscotch pudding from him. And yesterday, he just insisted upon having a conversation with her. Nobody said anything to him. The girl's ready to cry, and he's moving closer and closer and closer to her. And I'm like looking for some of the staff to step in and do something, but they don't do it. And why don't they do it? Well, because Doug is the one that likes to wash dishes. Yeah, that's right. They're so lazy, they would rather have a child be uncomfortable on the verge of tears than to wash a couple dishes. So, the second thing that really annoys me about it is I was lectured in a private meeting about not having any contact with children for buying marshmallow peeps and giving them to the director to distribute to children. And Doug is undressing this girl with his eyes, just like the women at church. You know, I finally discovered Doug's last name and did an internet search on him properly and found several disturbing things. I don't want to touch on them now, but one of those disturbing things has to do with something about children. So here I am back to round zero, where the person that cries the most gets to get by with whatever they want. And it's really starting to make me mad. You know, I seem to complain a lot to you people, because the fact of the matter is you're the only ones I complain to. I have to get it out somehow. Lately, for the past 2 weeks, I've just been in my own little world, just reading the Bible, trying to stay out of trouble. Of course, on Easter, we had a guy that came in here for 3 days, by the name of Charles Workman, who is a low-grade con man who went to church with us and proceeded to talk to everybody and try to work a con on them. And then he left the mission when he got back there, and he succeeded to further make these people at this Victory Baptist Church hate us, because we have firstly, I go there, I don't say 2 words. I say my prayers, I sing the songs, and I listen to the preacher. I don't communicate with the people there, because they just look at me and the rest of us with an eye of disdain. So, and you know, they have reason to do that, because you get people like this Charles guy who is trying to con them. Then you get people like Doug who run from one side of the church to the other just to talk to a girl that's 11 or 12 years old, like he does every week. Or you have another guy, I won't even mention his name because he's kind of a staffer, he's not a resident here, who sits there and tells how evil Jews are and the Holocaust was terrible, but he sees where Germans might have had a point. So I have to put up with all this crap, and then they wonder why I don't want to go to church. Well, the guy, Pastor Jeff, that's in charge of the program isn't here today, and just because of the things that were said, I don't want to go to church there anymore, because not only is this uncomfortable behavior by my group happening, but also the preachers saying things about creation and Donald Trump and about, well, how to put this, he's basically said that truth isn't so important. Yeah. Well, exactly, he said, it's better to shelter your children from heathens than let them know the truth of the world. And that's not exactly right. Then he got into this big tangent about dinosaurs. Then he went off on this big tangent about he in his life has never seen any adaptation or mutation that would lead him to believe that there was actual evolution. Well, he's 100% wrong. If I could sit here and name dozens of mutations, and I can off the top of my head name 4 or 5 adaptations that have happened in one generation that I viewed, from the Chernobyl mutations to the people in that Limone, Italy, who excrete their fat through their bowels because of generations of eating too much fat, and now their body has adapted to get rid of most of their fat through defecating. And we don't know how God works. And it's very presumptuous and egotistical to say that we know how God works, because we don't. And so when that comes, I want to get that addressed. And maybe I'll go back to a sheer Protestant church, because this is a Baptist church. And it's, I come to learn that Baptists aren't exactly Protestants. So that's all I have time for, and I'll see you in a couple days.